Ajayi busts loose, and he's going to take it to the house on his first touch of the game. Touchdown, Boise State. More Fiesta Bowl magic to start the night for the Broncos.
You know, I always pride myself the way I play as being a tone setter. I think, you know, my coaches always want me to set the tone. Usually that's why they script, you know, me running the ball in like the first 10 plays or something, just so I can, you know, create that spark and create that energy early. And yeah, I mean, for that game, like I said, I was excited. I was, you know, locked in from the beginning of the game. And, you know, on that first touch, I was just ready to go and just made sure that I, you know, started the game off right with a touchdown.
There was an adjustment on that play that Grant made to Chaz to make him run that route. And we hadn't done it all season long. We had talked about it the entire season, that if we had this look, this is what we could do. And it was the quarterback's option to do that. Well, he gave him the signal. And then sure enough, I mean, the very last game of, you know, Grant's season and his career, you know, he makes that check and we go for a touchdown. So that was a huge play right there. Another momentum change, you know, for us in our favor. And then the statue was in, right? It's the Fiesta Bowl. We knew that play was going to be in. We changed it up a little bit.
The history of that play, it kind of is one of the plays that you could say put Boise State on the map in that Oklahoma Fiesta Bowl. I don't know if it worked perfectly because they kind of were a little bit onto it, but man, I had some great pullers, great blockers coming around the edge, and then after that, it was just me having to make people miss like always and making sure I got in that end zone, and we were able to get another Statue of Liberty for the history books in the Fiesta Bowl. I think it was only important for me to show up when my team needs me the most, and when, you know, the lights are on, when the stars shine the brightest, you know, you gotta shine. And so I think, you know, for me, it was always just being that player that you can depend on. And
if you go back to our whole entire season in 2014, our defense was stellar. We did a lot of great things on the defensive side that kept us in ball games. And then the offense also did some great things to keep us in ball games. So we all worked together. And I think Thomas Spurbeck was the MVP. Tanner Vallejo was an MVP of that game. And then Kamale Correa comes up with the big play at the end. And yeah, they're driving. It's 30-38, right? So they have a chance to score and then tie the ball game with the 2-point conversion. And they're moving the ball down the field. And we knew they could do that. We knew that they were really explosive on offense and they could move the ball and they had great players on both sides. But, you know, it came down to kind of just in that moment right there, I thought we handled it better. And I felt like that our guys were more steady in that moment than Arizona was at that time. And we just were able to win that moment, really win that play to ultimately win the game. And that takes so much time to get to that moment. And I always say this, I think the thing that people don't probably appreciate enough is think about, you know, some of your greatest moments on the biggest stage you've been on and that you executed it and actually did it. And I think that's what, you know, Fiesta Bowl, national championships, I mean, big time games like that, that's what happens. You get those opportunities and you succeed or you fail in that moment. It doesn't make you a bad player overall, but, you know, those are the moments in games like that you have to win. And I thought everybody was cheering on the defense. Everybody knew that they would find a way to get a stop, and they did. And ultimately, you know, that moment won the game.
More Boise State magic at the Fiesta Bowl.